Hi, I'm Amina Wasuma, and I'm here to talk about my novella, For the Love of Blood, Episode 4, I Am the Man. Now, the last time we left off, Amber gave Dee a horrible judo throw and just left her there, lying on the ground. Well, Dee got up, took herself home and packed her bags and got on a Greyhound bus and went down south. Amber goes to the den. There's no one there but the bartender, so she goes in to wait for blood. And Claire approaches her. And Claire said, "You must be waiting for blood." And she says, "How did you know?" She said, "I seen you with him the other night." Amber said, "That's funny, I didn't see you." And she said, "I used to go with him." And Amber's like, "You too?" "Yeah, he's a nice guy, but he didn't have any money, so I started going with another hustler." And Blood found out about it. And so I was in the den one night, and it was empty and pouring down, raining, and I decided to leave. And as I stood in the doorway, Blood popped up. It was like he was going to kiss me. But he grabbed my neck and ushered me around the corner to the schoolyard and started beating me. And he kept beating me until I passed out. And then he just left me there. So Amber said, "Well, did somebody come and, rescue you or find you?" And she said, "No." I finally woke up. My eyes were almost closed. My face was bloody. And I just laid there and in the rain and cried. And Amber said, "Well, did you go to the hospital and report it to the police?" And she was like, "No, this blood would have killed me." So I just got myself home and licked my wounds and forgot about it. I just didn't date him anymore. So Amber says, "Well, why are you telling me this?" "Well, you're a nice girl." So Amber said, "Are you telling me this for your benefit, or are you telling me this for my benefit?" And yeah, right, nice girls are competition. So Claire says, "Well, he has a woman named Deanna that he lives with in the Bronx. He also lives with another woman named Betty." So Amber's like, "You still like him, don't you?" "No, I'm just telling you." So Amber says, "Well, I'm going to have to talk to him about this. I'm going to have to confront him on this." And Claire is like, "No. Oh, no, you can't do that. He'll kill me if he finds out." So Claire says, "I got to get out of here. I'm not going to be here when you tell him, because he will kill me." And she hightails it out of the bar and leaves Amber there. So a few minutes go by. Blood comes in. "Hey, baby, what's up? I'm sorry, I had some business to take care." She said, "Yeah, you late again." And making love to Deanna and Betty, is that what you call business? And how come you didn't tell me about them? What's up with that? And so he says, "Well, Deanna is my woman. I live with her. And I also live with Betty." And Amber's like thinking, wow, this guy is not even bothering to deny it. Okay. So my boyfriend, Gregory, called me today and I think I'll go and see him. And she gets up and rushes out of the bar. He runs behind her, grabs her, gives her a passionate kiss, and said, well, can Gregory kiss you like this? And Amber, it's like, I know we have chemistry, but I want more. Well, haven't I been spending time with you? Haven't I treated you well? Amber said, that's not enough. I need to be number one, not number 2 or 3 or 4. He said, well, how come you didn't tell me about this Gregory guy? So Amber said, well, he's not my boyfriend. He's my ex-boyfriend. And I didn't think it was appropriate for me to talk about it, you know. So he says, well, what do you want me to do? So Amber says, well, I want you to get rid of them. They have to go. You know, it's either me or them. And he says, I'll get rid of them. So Amber steps back and says, just like that. Yeah, just like that. I'll cut it off. If that's what you want, that's what I'll do. So Amber looks at him. So I can't believe you. I mean, one thing about you, you're not boring. And so he says, well, come on, let's go hang out. Let's get away from the den, you know. Let's go to a couple of spots and make it a night. So okay. She went with him, and they went to different bars, and they drank, and they ate. And Amber was like stoned, you know. She forgot all about Deanna, Betty, what Claire told her. So he takes her to this fabulous apartment. I mean, this apartment is out of this world. He takes her there. It's very 1960s. And she's just so happy. You know, she falls on the round bed, and he gets in the bed with her, and they sniff coke, and they make passionate love. So the next morning, it's around 11 o'clock. They wake up, and Amber's like, he said, let's leave. We got to go get breakfast. She says, no, we can have breakfast here. Look at that fabulous kitchen, you know. I cook you praise. Well, there's nothing in the fridge. And she says, oh, well, you know. And he says, no, we're going to go out. We're going to eat breakfast. You know, we go to the breakfast cafe around the corner. And we'll have breakfast. So she takes a shower. He takes a shower. They get dressed. They leave. And they go to the breakfast cafe. And it's jam-packed. So Amber's getting pissed off now. Because they got their table. And they have to wait for the waitress to come and take their order because it's so crowded. And she's getting pissed. I could have stayed in the apartment and cooked for you. We could have went and got groceries and came back, and I could have fixed breakfast for you. You know. And she just goes on and pokes her mouth out. You know, she's like disappointed. So he says, well, something I got to tell you. And she's like, what? That's not my apartment. That's not your apartment. Whose is it? He says, it's Betty's. And she says, what? You took me to Betty's house? I mean, what if she would have caught us? And he's like, well, I told you I was going to break up with her. You know, we just would have broken up. She says, well, that's not the way I want you to break up with her, you know. And he says, well, you know, I told you I'm gonna, you know, get rid of her. So Amber gets pissed off, and she gets up, and she says, I'm leaving, and don't bother to call me a cab. And she storms out of the restaurant. And he orders his food, eats it just as calmly like nothing happened. Uh, and Amber's pissed. She goes home and, she sleeps. She has the day off. She sleeps it off. And when she wakes up, she decides, I'm going to go out. I'm going to forget about Blood. I'm going to go to the den and I'm just not going to say anything to him if he's there. But anyway, she goes to the den. He's not there. But Deanna and Betty are there. She doesn't know them because she's never seen them. So she walks in, she goes and she sits in the back. And she's minding her business. And Blood comes in. And Deanna grabs and kisses him in the lips. And she gives him a passionate kiss. And his eyes catch Amber sitting in the back. And so he breaks away from Deanna and he runs in the back to Amber. Oh, you know what, baby? I didn't ask her to come here. And, I didn't know she was here. And Amber's like, okay, I thought you were going to break it off. Yeah, I'm going to break it off. So Amber said, well, go break it off. Go break it up. So he goes to Deanna and he tells her, and she says, well, Blood, when are you coming home? You're going to come home? And he says, yeah, I'll be there. Just leave, and I'll be there. If I'm not there, I had some business to take care. And so she leaves the bar. And then he goes back to Amber and says, see, I broke it off. She left. I told her, it was over. And so then he looks over in the corner and he sees Betty. And he says, guess what? Betty's here. So Amber said, what is this, a three-ring circus? Listen, it's either me or them. So he says, well, I'm going to go over and tell her, it's over. And so he goes over to Betty, and Betty is like, I came here to get my keys back. I want you to give me my keys because I know you had a woman in my bed, and that woman wasn't me. And Blood's like, well, why did you have to come all the way down here and tell me? You could have just changed the locks. And Betty says, I wanted to see you face to face and tell you that I know it's over, and it's over. I would like to have my keys back. So he goes in his pocket and gives her the keys. She gets up, and she's built like a brick house, and she's an older woman. And Deanna is a younger woman, and she's gorgeous too. So Betty takes her keys, grabs her bag, politely leaves the bar. So he walks back over to Amber. Okay, don't say a word. It's over. It's over. And Deanna, I hadn't seen her in 2 weeks. I didn't know she was even going to run into me tonight. And so Amber's like, well, you're not going to see her. Because you're going to be with me for the next 2 weeks. Well, baby, I'm the man, and all the women like me, Amber said, all the women may have liked you, but now it's only me. Yeah, right. Yeah, you're right. And she says to him, since, you're so sorry, I need you to make it up to me. So we're going out on the town tonight, and the sky's the limit. And so Blood's like, yeah, okay, baby, yeah. So they leave, and they go to Wells, and they go to several bars, and, they just live it up. Now, he spends the money on her that night. So around 4, 5 o'clock in the morning, they come to the Stash apartment, and it's all shabby and, run down. And I was like, whose place is this? This is mine. Me and the guys, we live here. Sam said, "You bringing me to this dump? I'm not coming back here again. This is the first and last time I'm coming back here. We're going to have to fix this place up, and you're going to help me." And he's like, "Yeah, okay. I'll help you fix it up." She said, "Because I'm not going to, be coming here. And this place looks like a garbage can. And so he goes in the kitchen and gets some champagne, 2 champagne glasses and a bottle. And he has the Coke, starts dancing. And, she's forgotten all about Betty, Deanna, Claire. She's forgotten everything. It's like it never happened. And that's her man. So stay tuned for episode 5, An Offer You Can't Refuse.